Hi everyone, good evening. Hi everyone, good evening. Hi everyone, good evening. Hi everyone, good evening. Should we start? बोलो, should we start? ठीक, give me 1 minute, we'll start. Okay. So we were done till where? हमने कहाँ तक कर लिया था? Let me quickly share my screen as well. ठीक है. Let me quickly share my screen. ठीक है. So if I share my screen quickly, entire screen. Okay. So can you see my screen? You can see this. Okay. So I think this is what we have to do, right? Building the theater. Okay. Read this. Can you see the session agenda? ठीक है. Read this. बोलो. What should we do? So basically, if I show you where we left last week, okay, let me quickly go to VS Code. Okay, let me quickly give you a recap. Let me also open GitHub. Okay, let me also open GitHub to quickly give you a recap. This is where we are. Okay, so let me quickly go to fourth commit. So I think this is what we did in the last class. Correct? We added movies in a theater. We added a API to get a theater, delete a theater, update a theater, add movies to theater. A very important API we did. Do you guys remember? Add movies to theater. This is how we were able to add movies to a given theater, right? This is how we were able to add movies to a given theater. Okay. So now what should be the next steps? Bolo. Too quick. Okay. Let me also quickly run. ठीक है, let me do npm start quickly. ठीक है, so let me also do quickly do npm start. npm start. Okay, some issue in there. What is the issue? Okay, npm run dev start. Correct. Okay, it is saying some error message. Where it is saying some error message? We are saying server.js line number 20. Excuse me. Let us go back to server.js. Where is server.js? Line number 23. Okay. It's saying, okay, our theater routes. This is also fine, right? Module.export is equal to this. Why is our app crashing? Why is our app crashing? Okay, let us see the application. Okay. This looks good, right? Let me show error in route.put, but that is fine. App.put we did here, right? And theater controllers dot update movies. Okay, I think let me go to this theater update movie. Go to theater controller. Okay, in this also we did something. We had, I think this should be fine, right? So what's the issue? On that day it was working fine, correct? Requires a callback function, but got an object. Okay. So where it is saying this? So this is also fine. Wait, let me do npm install clean. Okay, and let me do again npm install. Okay. Where is the node module? That's here, right? Let me delete it. Move to trash and let me again do npm install. Okay, now let me do npm run dev start. No, it's still not working. What's the issue here? Is there any issue over here? We have theater.routes app, right? So go to theater routes module.export equal to function app. Then we are doing this, right? Let me comment this one. Okay, now it is working fine, correct? But there is something with put, correct? There is something wrong with put, what we are doing, right? Correct? There is something wrong with put, right? So what is the mistake here? MBA/API/V1/theaters. Okay, you are saying wrong function we are importing. Okay, I think update. Okay, I think update theater. Okay, function should be add movies to theater. Okay, got it. It's the wrong function. It should be add movies to theater. Go to here. It should be add movies to theater. It was like this only, right? Right? Add movies to theater. Now it should be fine. Yes, now it's fine. Let me thank you. Let me quickly go to Postman. Okay. Now I think this is. Let me first. Okay, this is the. Let me first get all the theaters. Okay, let me. This was to get all the theaters. Dismiss. Okay, this is all the theater, and you see, Fun Cinemas. I added 3 movies, and it's working fine. Correct. In PVR, I added all the 3 movies. How there are so many movies? Did you guys edit this? You guys edit this or what? I think you guys are also using the same backend, right? Did you guys do this? Did you guys were practicing and you guys did this? Okay, that is fine. Okay, it's good only. We have, you can see, right? Okay, this is not our app. Sorry, R is localhost, right? This is not our app. Okay, This is not our app. This is to get all theaters. Let us say this is all the theaters. Okay, now only one of the theaters has a running movie, that is Fun Cinemas, right? Now this is our app, right? Localhost J1000. Okay, okay. I hope it is better now. Okay, so you can see only one of our have this, right? So now we were able to add movies to theater, correct? We were able to add movies to theater. So what should be our next steps? Bolo. What should be your next steps? So you were able to add movies to theater, right? Right. So what should be your next steps? Bolo. Now हमने ऐड कर दिया है movies to theater, है ना? Right. बोलो. What should we do? बोलो. Okay, let us say now the next requirement is कि you have to create a API that tells whether a movie is inside a theater or not. मतलब let us say you have to create a API such that which tells what कि whether a particular movie is running in a particular theater or not. Okay, let us say I want to know whether, let us say, some Dhamal movie is running in this particular theater or not. Basically, you have to create a route such that which tells whether this particular movie is running in this particular theater ID or not. Got it? Is the requirement clear? Is the requirement clear? Okay. First, take 2 minutes and tell me what route you will create. What route you will create? Tell me this route. Okay. Okay. It should be what? So first of all, it should be get request. Correct? Now we need to do what? That we simply want to know. I think it is similar to this only, right? We added for all the theaters in this theater ID, add these movies. Correct? That is what this means, right? App.putmain. For out of all the theaters, get this theater ID and add these movies to it. Now we say MBA slash API slash V1 slash theaters. Out of all the theaters, check whether in this particular theater ID, right, what all movies are running, and do we have what a movie with movie ID inside or not. Did you get the point? How do we create routes? समझ आया? Did you get the point? How do we create routes? Right? It should be very, very intuitive, right? Now I will write a controller for this, right? I will write some controller. Let us say, let me go to theater controller. Here, let us try to write some controller. Now, what do we need to write in our controller? Let us say exports dot, let us say, check if movie running in theater, ठीक है, is equal to async, ठीक है, let us say request comma response, ठीक है, ठीक है, ठीक है, ठीक है. Now this will check whether na movie is running in a particular theater or not, ठीक है. So now I will simply in my routes go to my theater routes. I will simply say theater controller dot check if movie running in theater. Clear everyone this point? Clear everyone? Okay. So now, okay, still some issue. Okay, it's fine. Take care. So now, what do we need to do? What logic should I write? First, I need to know the theater ID and the movie ID. Correct? I will get it via params, right? Correct? So I will simply say constant theater ID is equal to what? Bolo? Request dot params dot theater ID. Or you can use destructuring. You know what destructuring is? You can simply say constant theater ID, comma, movie ID is equal to, you can simply say what? Request dot params. Does this make sense, everyone? Bolo. Does this make sense? Right. So now what do you need to do? Bolo. What do you need to do? Bolo. What do you need to do? Bolo. What should I check first? What should I check first? Find, check if theater ID is valid, correct? So basically we need to check whether the that is correct, your understanding is correct. We need to check whether the theater IDs or movie IDs are correct or not. Correct? Right. So now let us say do it like this. Okay. So let me do what? Constant saved theater, right? Same as we did above, right? Is equal to await what? Theater dot find one. I have to find the ID, correct? So underscore ID. I will simply say what? Theater. Okay, this should be theater ID, correct? Theater ID. I will simply say check if there exists a theater ID with this or not. Okay. Then I will simply say constant what? Theater ID is equal to what? Await, sorry, constant saved movie is equal to await, simply say movie dot movie dot find one what? Underscore ID as movie ID. Okay. So now after this, what do we need to do? After this, what do we need to do? We need to check if any one of them is null or not, right? So if not of saved movie, right? You can simply say what? So not of saved, let us say response dot send or dot status what 400 dot send, right? How do we send an error? Simply say a message what? Invalid movie ID. Simply, I will similarly, I will also do it for what? Theater, correct? If not of saved theater, let us say invalid theater ID. Okay, invalid theater ID. After this, what do we want to do? Now I want to create a response, right? I will simply say constant response is equal to, right? We'll create a simply what? Response is equal to, let us say one object will create with a message as what? Simply say if this save theater which has a movies array, that is movies, if it contains or if it includes what this saved movie dot underscore ID, then let us say we'll return what? Return, let us say movie is present. Okay. Else we can say let us return what? Movie is not present. Okay. Movie is not present. Finally, I will simply say response dot status to be 200 dot send what? This response. Okay. Dot send this response. Okay. Okay. So it should be, that is fine. Okay. So did you guys get this? Did you guys get this? Okay, let us try doing it. Response return is needed where? Line number 128. So basically I'm returning what? I'm returning a response that is an object, right? You know, right? In saved theaters, in all the theaters, if you try to see, we have something called as movies array, right? Now we also have a movie ID, correct? So we are checking save theater.movies is a all the movies that is running in this theater. Now I need to check whether that includes the movie ID or not. If it includes, I will add movie is present, else I will add movie is not present. It's a ternary operator. Okay, it's a ternary operator. So if this is true, we'll return this, else we will return false. This basically. Okay, if this is true, we'll return this, else we will return this. Okay. 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 So got it. Take 2 minutes. They can see it. Give me 1 minute. I just have to do one thing. Meanwhile, you guys, take it. Go through it. Give me 1 minute. Okay. You can go through it. Give me 1 minute. ठीक है. So I hope it is clear. Till now things are clear, right? ठीक है. ठीक है. Let us go ahead. Okay. So this is what we have done till now. Okay. So now let us try to test this API. Let us say I want to know these are the, okay, this is a put request, that is fine. Okay. So I want to know कि if this particular theater ID don't we require movie model in theater controller now? So Amit, देखो, we already have a, if you go over, we need मतलब you are saying कि don't we require movie model. So where it is pointing out, if you try to see, okay, we need, but why did it throw an error? That is correct, we will need it. You are correct, we will need it. So that is correct, we will need it. Okay, but I'm not sure why it didn't throw an error. I think it is automatically taking up. If you see, it is automatically taking. Okay, it could not find movie. Okay, it's not throwing an error, but it is saying could not find movie. Okay, quick fix. No, because I have to. Oh, you are correct. You have to add a movie also here. Constant movie is equal to require what? Dot slash controller slash. Oh, sorry. Dot slash models slash movie dot model. Okay. That is what do we have. That is what we have to do. Okay. Now, okay. That is fine, Parag. You can make if you want. We'll discuss. Okay. So now let us say I want to know whether get request let us say this is my movie ID, correct? So for all the movies, out of all the movies, if this movie is running or not, you will see some error is coming. It means it is not working. MBS and API have given theaters, theater ID, movies, movies ID. So it is not working. Correct. You have to see why it's not working. Okay, let us go back to our VS Code. Okay, let us go back to our routes. If our routes are fine, theater slash theater ID as movies slash movie ID, right? So you are saying slash mistake. MBS, okay, it's dot. Okay. So now it's fine. Let us try to do it now. You will see that we are getting movies present. If I change some ID, okay, let me get some other movie. Okay, let us say where is our, okay, these are my all the movies. Let me check whether this okay, let me check these are my all the movies, right? Okay, let me check whether this ID Bachchan Pandey is present or not. Okay, if I go and find if this Bachchan Pandey is present, it is saying movie is not present, as it says movie is present. Okay, so that is how we have created a API which tells what, whether a movie is present inside a particular theater or not. Okay, that is what we have done in this particular API. Okay, so now see, are these requirements clear? Bolo. Okay, wait. Update theater model. ठीक है, update the movies inside, remove the movie inside a theater. Get the list of theaters in which movie is running. Search if a movie is running in any specific theaters. In which okay, out of this, which all APIs we have created or which is missing? Out of this, which all APIs we have created and we have not? Update theater model with movie attributes, we are done. Add the movies inside a theater, video bhi ho gaya, remove bhi ho gaya. Get the list of theaters in which a movie is running. We are able to do this or no? We are able to do this or no? Tell me which one is missing. Did we do this? Get the list of theaters in which a movie is running. Did we do this? No, right? We didn't do this, right? Hana? Chalo. Now tell me what particular route will we create for this. Okay, what route will we create for this? Okay. So we need to know the list of theaters in which a movie is running. Correct? So what will we do? Let me go back. So where should I create? Theater route, right? In which a movie is running. I need to know the list of theaters in which a movie is running. Correct? So I think Hariharan has I think looks correct to me. Right? I think he has. I think it should be correct, right? So it should be app dot get correct slash MBA slash API slash v1 slash v1 out of all the movies for this particular movie ID for this particular movie ID, right? It is present in what all theaters. Make sense? Make sense, everyone? I think Hariharan has a good point. It looks correct to me. Bolo. Make sense? Okay. Give me one. Now we have to create a controller for this. Okay, you have to create a controller for this. Okay, you can create in movie controller or you can also create in theater controller. That is fine. Okay, let us create in movie controller only. Let us say exports dot what get movies for a theater. ठीक है, नहीं सॉरी, get theaters for a movie, correct, is equal to async what, request comma response. I will simply say what, first I will try to find the movie ID, right. I will simply say is equal to request dot params dot movie ID, correct. Then I need to do what, bolo, then I need to what, do what, validate movie ID, correct, correct, है ना. How will I do, constant saved movie is equal to movie dot find by ID. I'll simply say underscore ID by this particular movie, right. Then I need to do what, I need to do what after this, I need to, if not of paired movie, if the movie is not present, simply say what, response dot status to be 400 dot send, simply say a message that what, the movie is unavailable, oh sorry, movie invalid movie ID, okay, invalid movie ID, okay. So now this is clear. After this, what do we have to do? After this, what do we have to do? Bolo. Bolo. Now what do we have to do? I have to first get all the theaters, correct? Correct? No? Right. Right. How will I do? Constant save theaters is equal to theater dot how do we do? Theater, just like I get all the movies, right? Just like this, right? Right? How do we do? Theater dot find with a empty this, okay? Correct. So I have to import theater here. That is fine, okay? Constant theater is equal to require dot slash what, models dot slash model slash theater dot model, okay? So now what do we have to do? I have the saved list of saved theaters, okay? I have the list of saved theaters. After that, what do I need to do? Save theaters dot, I need to do what? Save theaters dot, okay, this will give me all the theaters, right? Now what do we need to do? Bolo. I need to do what? Filter, correct? Correct. So constant, bolo what? Bolo. Bolo. Valid theaters is equal to save theaters dot filter dot movies dot filter, okay. But okay, there is a point. Save theaters will give you what? It will give you what? Bolo. A list of theaters, correct? Hana? A list of theater, an array of theaters, right? So now every theater has movies, right? If save theaters dot filter, not dot movies, save theaters dot filter, okay? Okay. Okay, it should I should use await here, right? I should use await here. Now save theaters dot filter, right? For each of the saved theater, let us say I need to do what? Return theater dot bolo what? Theater dot movies dot includes what? What? The, let us say, required movie. This is, let us say, or this movie, let us say theater dot movies dot includes this particular movie. Okay. So this will give me the, okay, now this will give me what? This will give me what? The all the eligible theaters. Now for dot map, I want to map them into, for each of the theater, I need to return what? Need to return what? The theater, right? So I will return what? Theater dot underscore ID. So directly I will return this. Did you get this point? This will return me all the IDs. Now I will simply say response dot. Did you get this point? मतलब इसकी भी need नहीं है. देखो, I will show you how beautifully I have done this. Okay, इसकी भी need नहीं है. Okay, देखो, I can even remove this return. मतलब now मतलब you should become good at all these things. Okay, देखो how beautifully I have done. Dot filter dot map. See now. Did you get this? Did you get this? No. In a single line, I have done this beautifully. Now I will simply say, I will show you. I will show you. First, response dot status. Let us say 200 dot send. Let us say what? All the valid theaters. Okay. Valid theaters. If I save it, let me go. Okay. Now let me add it to where movie routes. Let me add what? Movie controllers dot get theaters for a movie. Okay. Let me save it. Okay. So now let me copy this, take it to Postman, get, what was that? Okay. I need to get all the, for this movie. Let us say I am looking for some movie. Let us say, okay. Let me say the movie name is this. Okay. So it is, movie ID is this. So you will see I'm getting, it is running in one theater. Did you get this point? It is running in one theater, that is with theater ID. That is with this theater ID. I will show you how we can populate it going ahead, like how we can populate things going ahead. So this particular movie is in only one particular theater. Okay. This particular movie is running in only one particular theater. Okay. Okay. So now I hope you got the point, right? But now how, okay, you guys didn't get this line, correct? Can't we get theater details instead of ID alone? Correct. So now how will, okay, you are saying you need to, okay, in that case, you don't even need to return this dot map. But the map की भी need नहीं है, you can simply say response dot valid theaters. I was just showing you. Yeah, now it will simply give you the list of theaters. Clear now? It's simple. That's correct, Hariharan. It's simple, right? Now. Right. ठीक है. Or even you can do it even for movies, right? For example, ठीक है, that is fine. मतलब these are the, this is what we did in map. So Hariharan, from this I converted an ID. When I use map does what? From this particular object, I was extracting the ID, and I was, for each of the values, each of the theater value, I was extracting the ID from this. That is what I was doing in the map. If I'm not using map, I'm returning the entire theater. Okay, the entire theater object. Okay. Okay, how map is working? Okay, let me explain you what map does. देखो map runs on arrays. Okay, let me show you. Map does what? Valid theaters are all the valid theaters. Let me say constant valid theater IDs. क्या होगा? Valid theaters dot map. Okay, I have to manipulate all the array values. Let us say it will take what? It will take a theater. It will take the each value in a valid theaters array, and it will return only the ID for that. Let us say theater dot underscore ID. Okay. Now map will done what? Map will manipulate the valid theater, take it for each of them. It will extract the ID and it will return a new array. So that is what map does. Map simply, if I show you, it will return you the list of IDs. Now see, now did you understood what map does? Did you understood now what map does? It will take the each of the theater and it will return the ID from that. Bolo. Parag, movies is a array. Okay. And movies basically that will not work. You have to find inside an array, correct? You cannot match. Okay. We can do this with other properties also map. And that is fine. You can do this with simple for loop also. But yeah, map is a powerful thing. Okay. You should know this. Map is a very powerful thing. Okay. 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 Clear everyone? Till now things are clear. Now let me simply, okay, I remove this. Let us return what? Valid theaters only. Valid theaters only. Okay. So I hope till now things are clear. This is how we are able to get all the valid theaters. Let me save also. Okay. Let me save these also. Let us say this is to what? Get what? All theaters for a movie. Okay. Okay. So I have saved my request. Okay. We didn't get the put request we created. I didn't save that, but that is fine. हमने एक put बनाई थी ना. Okay, that is fine. I don't have that request. The put request. Okay, this is the put request we had that, right? So this is for theater slash. ठीक है, that is fine. Okay. What about above line? Is it correct? Which line? Which line? In chat. No, Parag, that will not work. I told you, right? Movie is a movie ID and movies inside theater is a array. So you cannot match them. Got it? Okay. So I hope till now things are clear. Okay. Should we go ahead? Bolo. Should we go ahead? बोलो. ठीक है, चलो. So I hope till now we are now clear with till here. Let me go back. ठीक है, I think these are clear. Search if a movie is running in specific theaters, get a list of theaters. I think we have done all of them now, right? We have done all the 5 APIs now in this. ठीक है, चलो, let us go ahead. We are done with till session number 3. Correct, वाला we are done with theater movie relationship. We have done. Now let us go to 4th security वाला. ठीक है. चलो. Okay. So that is the agenda for the remaining class. एक बार take a minute and read the agenda. Take a minute and read the agenda. बोलो, should we start? Is the agenda clear? Is the agenda clear? Set up data model for user registration, implementation and validation of token, login API, update the password, registration of a system admin and client. Okay, of system admin and client. ठीक है. Now register a customer, login a customer, update the password for a logged in user, admin approval for a client registration. Okay, ठीक है. Okay. So I will discuss all these things. Okay, I will discuss all these things with you, right? Correct. So ठीक है. Let us start. So first step is to bolo. What should be the first step? Bolo. What should be the first step? To create a model. Correct. Let me close all of them. Close all. Okay. Now I will go to where models, create a new file called as user.model.js. user.model.js. Okay. So now what do we need to do here? We have to create a new user model. Okay. So let me first get mongoose is equal to require what? Mongoose. Okay. What do we need to do now? We need to get a user schema, correct? So constant user schema is equal to new what? Mongoose dot schema. What? I need to do what? Name will be type as string, correct? Name of the user will be type as string, and the required value will be true, correct? Then we have what? User ID, correct? User ID, password, email, ये सब होता, right? Most of the things, right? User ID will be again, type will be string, required will be give me 1 minute. हाँ जी, अब भैया मुझे लग 5-10 मिनट में आता हूँ. So required will be bolo. Required will be bolo. Required will be bolo. Will be true. Now it has to be unique, right? Correct. It has to be unique. User ID should be unique, correct? Right. So we always, whenever we have to add something as unique, we use a unique thing. So we'll simply use unique as true. Okay, unique as true. Okay. Then we have what? Password. Password should be type as string, required should be true, correct? Then again we have a email. Email should be there for each and every person. So email should be what? Again, type as string. Then we have what? Email should be now required should be true, correct? So now let us say I want to convert everything to lowercase. So whatever user type, you will always store it in a lowercase only. So lowercase should be true. So what this will do? It will convert the email into a lowercase and then it will store it in a DB. Make sense? Hello, make sense? Right. Now unique should also be true. That is correct. Unique should also be true. That is correct. Now we also need to, let us say I want to give minimum length. I will simply say minimum length should be, let us say 10. Around 10 should be the minimum length. Okay, around that should be fine. So there should be at least 10 characters in the email. Okay. So that is how we do validation at the DB layer. Okay. So now let us say we can have user type. It can be customer, it can be client, it can be admin, right? There can be different user types, right? So let us say we have different user types. Okay. User types. Now what do we need to do? Type as string. Then what do we need to do? Required as true, because there should be always a type, right? Required should be true. Then we need to do what? By default, let us say someone didn't get any user type. It should be by default a kind of what? Let us say a customer. By default, it should be a customer. Okay. So now we can have, let us say, user status. Right. By default, status should be, let us say, pending. Right. Something like let us say pending, rejected, something like this. Right. Let us say status type is string. Again, required is true. Again, simply the default as, let us say, it should be by default the status of the user should be, let us say, approved. Okay, so that is how, I think that should be enough, right? These fields should be enough for now. We can add few more things if required. Okay, right. We should write status in utils. Status in utils. We should write status in utils. Utils means you are saying status in utils. Bolo. I didn't get that point. Constants. I agree. I agree. That is correct. This customer approved should be added in. Okay. Nilanjar is saying credited, but you can add that. Well, if you want Nilanjar, you can add that. But I think MongoDB also adds automatically, right? That is fine. You can add that if you want. The timestamps. Okay. Right. So now I can create a model out of it. Simply say module dot exports is equal to mongoose dot model. What? The name of the model should be user, and we should have what? We should have what? User schema. Correct, user, and we should have corresponding user schema with this. Clear everyone? Clear everyone till now? Okay. So I think we are done with the user model. Now we are done with the user model. After this, what do we need to do? After this, what do we need to do? Bolo. After that, what do we need to do? We need to create what? Bolo, routes, right? What route should we have for users? Bolo. What route should we have for user? Bolo. I think it should be simple. I think we need to let us say basically क्या user के routes होंगे? बोलो. It should be simply what? बोलो. It should be what? What route should be there for user? Sign up, sign in. Right? Sign up, sign in. Very simple. So we'll go to routes. Create a new file called as auth routes.js. Correct? auth.routes.js. Okay. So let us quickly create a sign up one. Okay. So I simply say module what? Module module dot export equals what? Function. I will simply say app. Correct. Then I will simply say what? App dot put what? I will simply say follow slash MBA slash API slash v1, let us say slash users. Okay. Slash what? Users app. Right. Now what do we need to do with this? Okay, wait. MBA slash v1 slash not users. I need to make a authentication APIs, and then it should be sign up. Correct. It should be sign up. Let us say register. Right. Then I need to call some what? Controller. Create. Make sense? Quickly go to controllers. Create a new file called as auth.controllers.js. Okay. auth.controller.js. Okay. In this, I will write the logic to auth controller. Right. I will write the logic for auth controller. Right. So let me quickly do this. Correct. Let me quickly do this. So what I will try to do, I will simply say exports.sign up. Sign up is equal to async. I will simply say request comma response. I will simply say do something. Okay. Then I will do what? I will simply say what? I will simply say I will first import the controller. I will simply say constant auth controllers is equal to require what? Dot slash controller slash auth controller. Okay. And I will simply do what? Auth controllers dot sign up. Okay. Dot sign up. Okay. Okay. Now I will simply say sign up. Okay. So that is how we have created it. Okay. Okay. So are things clear? It should be a post. Sorry, it should be a post. Correct. It should be a post. Okay. Auth controllers. Okay. Auth. Okay. Okay. So now what should we do inside this? What should we do? What logic will we write in sign up? बोलो क्या करेंगे पहले बोलो. What logic will we write? We can do it after the break. ठीक है. So basically you have to create a new user, right? Or we can do it tonight now. Quickly login, we'll do it afterwards. ठीक है. Login will do afterwards. Let us quickly write the logic for sign up. ठीक है. So first we need to do what? बोलो. बोलो. बोलो what? I need to do what? बोलो. Sorry. I need to do what? Now user type and user status are the only two things that might not be passed, right? Correct? Because by we have given a default value to them, right? And password we will sync, you know, right? Password will sync encrypt using bcrypt. Correct? You guys know this, right? Password will encrypt using bcrypt. Correct? I think you guys already know this, right? So I think we can only handle what? Let us say quickly do it. Let us say constant. We have, let us say, user status. Okay, is equal to, let us say, request dot body dot status. Body dot, let us say, user status. Okay, this is my user status. Okay. So now let us say, what if someone didn't pass? Bolo. What if someone didn't pass? By default, it should be for customer. Let us say if not of, किसी ने नहीं पास किया, if not of user status, let us say. ठीक है, let us say if not of user status, if someone didn't pass, what should be the handle? बोलो बोलो. Now we have to handle, right? Okay, if someone passed, what should we do? बोलो बोलो. ठीक है, we'll handle the logic later on. Let me first handle simple logic. ठीक है, let me first write the simple logic. ठीक है, user type and user status I will add later. ठीक है, first let me do what? Simple user object. ठीक है, user object. ठीक है, I will simply have a name. Name will be, let us say, request dot body dot name. ठीक है, body dot name. ठीक है, then we have what? Let us say user ID. User ID. ठीक है, I can simply say request dot body dot user ID. ठीक है, user ID. Then we have what? Email. ठीक है, email simply say request dot body dot email. Then we have what? Password. Password simply say request dot body dot password. ठीक है, then we no body. Now here password you have to do what? Did we install bcrypt? No, we didn't install, right? So I can quickly install. Correct? So npm I bcrypt. ठीक है, npm install bcrypt. Correct. Now what do you have to do? Password should be bolo bcrypt dot. Okay, first I have to use bcrypt. Correct. ठीक है, constant bcrypt is equal to require bcrypt. ठीक है, then I need to do what? bcrypt dot hash sync. Correct. The password is let us say request dot user dot request dot body dot password. Then I need to pass, let us say, the number of rounds. Let us say I need to let us say eight number of hashes I want to do. ठीक है, I want to keep it like this. ठीक है, now for now only I will do it like this. I will simply say constant. ठीक है, I will simply say constant user is equal to await what? User dot create what? Let us say user object. I will simply say what? I simply say response. For now, I will not send it. Before now, I will simply say response dot status 201. let us say 201 dot send user. ठीक है, I will simply say now let me do what, npm run dev start. Let me quickly do login. ठीक है, go to auth routes, copy this. ठीक है, let me quickly do a post request. ठीक है, ठीक है. So now let me do a post request quickly. Simply add few information. Let us say raw JSON. Let us say what name. Let us say you Utkarsh. ठीक है, user ID. Let us say UT Malik. Email. Let us say utmalik@gmail.com. ठीक है, then I will say password as 123. ठीक है, let me quickly send it. So it's not, we are not able to create. ठीक है, मतलब okay guys, can we take a break? I have to go somewhere. Can we take a break? We'll continue after the lunch dinner break. How much time? चलो ठीक है, let us take a 15 minutes break. We'll meet around after 15 minutes. Okay, चलो cool, then we'll meet after 15 minutes. Okay. Hi everyone, are you guys back? Are you guys back? ठीक है, let us continue. So I think we are done with this, right? We did something here. ठीक है, let us. We are testing something, right? So let us quickly check our routes. ठीक है. It didn't work, right? Let us quickly check. ठीक है. Okay, let us check why it's not working. MBA/API v1/sign up, right? Localhost. Well, what's the issue? What's the issue? Go ahead. Go ahead and tell. Okay. The issue is we didn't. Bolo. I think the issue is, did we add this routes in server.js? No, right? So we have to go to this and add these routes in server.js, correct? Route slash bolo. That is pod.routes, correct? Now let me save it. Now let me make a request. Now you will see that we are at least something is not coming. That is fine. The user is not defined. Let me go to a user auth controllers. Quickly import the user, correct? Constant user is equal to require what dot slash model slash user.model.js. Okay, save it. Let me go back, send it request. So you will see that we are getting clear, everyone. So we are able to create a one of the customers. Password is also clear. We have bcrypt. We have encrypted it. Bcrypt the password and stored it via encryption. Clear, everyone? Bolo. Till now things are clear. Okay, that is fine. Okay. So now, what do we have to do next? Okay, let us quickly do things. Okay, till now we have created a user object. Okay, now we were creating कि हमें okay, as discussed. Okay, last time we discussed किया था ना, we always try to keep all these things in a try catch. Okay, so always use the try catch here in every API request. Okay, whenever you use async await mostly. So use try here, then use what? Catch. Then let us say some error you have to catch. You will simply say response.status. Whenever this error occurs, there is a server error. That should be 500 dot send. Let us say some message. Let us say message is internal server error. ठीक है? Internal server error. ठीक है? Internal server. Okay. It should be a message. ठीक है? Then what do we need to do? Okay, it should be now this. It should be where? It should be where? इसको keep it inside try. ठीक है? Keep it inside try. ठीक है? So now, okay. Now what if some user, let us say, now tell me one thing. What if someone didn't pass what? The type. How do we initialize it? By default, it is initialized like this, right? Correct. So, bolo. Bolo. Okay. Now tell me one thing. We should only allow what type to be by default approved. Should we, let us say someone wants to register as admin, should we allow them to be directly approved? Should we directly approve them? No, right? So we should only approve directly. That is what? Customer. So I think that is fine. If someone is, so we can have a, so we will assume if someone is not passing a user type, it should be by default customer. Okay. So if not, of let us say, what? Let us say someone didn't pass any status. Request.body.status. We'll assume that it is what? Not status. Okay. Let us say if someone didn't pass status, so it should be what? Someone didn't pass status, right? So it is not passed. Approval pending is not, obviously it will never be passed. Correct. Okay. So now my question is, okay, we should never take status from what? The request.body. Okay, we should by default initialize that. Okay, but yeah, we should take request.body.type, user type from that. Okay, so let us say if it is not passed, if not of request.body.user type. So if the user type is not passed, what do we do? Bolo. If the user type is not passed, what do we do? It means what? User status will be what? By default approved, because it is, if it is not passed, it will be customer. So we don't care if it's a customer. Or if it is passed, if it request.body dot what? User types is equal to what? If it's a customer, how do we say it's a customer? Let us say user. Okay, we have to create a constant. Correct. So we can go to utils. Correct. Utils mein we can create a constants. In this we can create what? Bolo. We can create what? Bolo. We can create what? Constant. Okay, here I can create what? Constant what? User types. User types is equal to what? It should be what type of user types? बोलो क्या क्या हो सकते हैं? Let us say it is what? Customer. Correct. Customer, client and admin. ठीक है. Customer, client and admin. ठीक है. ठीक है. Then client, then customer. ठीक है. Okay, then we have what? After this, what do we have? User status. Correct. I can simply say constant user status can be of what types? Bolo. It can be what types? Pending and approved. Correct. Pending is, let us say, pending, and let us say approved is what? APPROVED. Approved. Okay. So now what do we do? What do we do? Bolo. What do we do? In user model, here I will use what? Default will be user status dot. Okay, first let us first import it, right? Constants. Okay. So let us say constant. Constants is equal to what? Or is equal to require dot slash utils slash constants. Here I can do what? Constants dot user status dot constant dot. Let me go back. Okay, I have to add it here, right? So I have to add it at here, right? Correct. User types, and let us say user status. Okay. So now let me go back here. Simply I will use here what? Constant dot user status dot. By default it will be approved. We will say if it's a customer by default, right? Okay. So now let us not pass any value for user status. Okay, we'll manually add it. Okay. And for the customer type, let us say it is what? Constant dot user type dot customer. Okay. Okay. So now that is what I have done. Go back to now auth controllers. Here let us say if there is no user type that is passed, if it will be by default customer, or if it is passed but it is customer only. If user type is equal to what? Constant dot user types dot customer. If this is the case, what do we need to do? We have to by default approve it, because customer will always approve. Okay, we'll simply say okay, let us quickly create some request user status. Okay, let us say where user status. Okay, I will initialize user status with by default what? With by default constant dot user status dot approved. By default I will approve the customers. Okay, else if no, okay, means else means it's admin. I will simply make user status is equal to constants dot user status dot pending. Okay, dot pending. Now I will also pass here what? I will simply pass what? User status as user status. Okay. Now user type so we'll get from body, so I will simply add it as path it, right? User type as what? User. Cool. Clear everyone what we have done? Clear? Clear? Bolo. You are saying rejected. Okay, let me quickly add rejected also in the constants. Here let me say rejected. Okay. So now okay, user status as user status. Okay, it's fine. 921 I fixed it. Okay. Okay. Let us go back. Let us try to say user type is what? It's what? Admin. Let me try to add. Okay, some mistake. User type is not defined. Okay, spelling is wrong somewhere. It should be line number 22. It should be user type. Okay, it should be request.body.user type, right? Request.body.user type. Okay. Go back, sign up, internal server error. So means something has went wrong, correct? So why we are getting internal server error? This means something has went wrong. Bolo, what's the mistake? Bolo, what's the mistake? There is something that is wrong. Bolo. You are saying user status as user status. That is what I have added, right? User status as user status. That is what I have added, right? Huh? Okay. So we are getting internal server error. Tell me the mistake. Means we are getting, there is some exception we are getting here, right? So always better kya hota hai? We can also add, let us say plus e dot get message. Message में will simply say plus e dot get plus e. ठीक है? Okay, you can see. No, wait, it's not getting right. So let us, okay, not e, sorry, error dot get error dot message. ठीक है? So now internal server error with message this. ठीक है? Now we will get the message also. Okay, can you see what is the error? Make sense, right? Make sense, right? Right, it is duplicate. So I have to make UT Malik, let us say 123, email UT Malik 123. Now let me send. Now we are able to get it's a okay. But the issue here is user type is what? Okay, mistake is it should be types. Correct, user types. Right, user types. Okay, user types is. Now let me send. Again issue 1234 1234. Let me send. Now you see user type has become admin. Okay, and status is by default pending. Clear everyone? The register thing is clear. ठीक है. I hope the register is clear. ठीक है. Next we'll move on to we'll move on to ठीक है. Let us move on to बोलो what login, right? Let us move on to login. Correct. So let me quickly go back to routes, auth routes. In this I will create a sign in. ठीक है. I will copy this. Create what? Sign in. ठीक है. Sign in. ठीक है. I will go to auth controller. Here I will create what? ठीक है. I will simply say what exports dot sign in, ठीक है, is equal to async. I will simply say request comma response, ठीक है. What do I need to do here? I need to sign in, ठीक है. तो sign in करते बार what do we need to do? बोलो. What all things do we do when someone wants to sign in? What will he pass as request dot body? You are saying it should store admin. Okay. Something wrong there. There is, okay, I got the point. The mistake is here. It should be user status is constant. Basically, it should be basically what? I think it should be. You can do it. Basically, we didn't pass it, right? Correct. We didn't match it, right? User status dot pending user status. Basically, user types you are saying, right? Request dot body dot user types. Correct. Or basically, you can use two uppercase here if you want, right? Two upper. Okay. Okay. So I got your point. So, or you can simply use it in model. Go to model. Let us say in user types, it should be, let us say, uppercase as true. ठीक है. Uppercase as true. ठीक है. Let me save it. ठीक है. Uppercase should be true. Let me say 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5. So now you can see admin is there, right? ठीक है. ठीक है. You are saying else part. Constant user status dot. ठीक है, मतलब that is fine. That is fine. ठीक है. Yeah, that makes sense. That is fine, Parag. You can do that also. ठीक है. So now basically we have to write the logic for what? Sign in. Correct. We have to write the logic for sign in. Right. So what logic should we write in sign in? Bolo what? We should first get what? The bolo what? What will we get from bolo? We should get user ID and password from the correct, correct, we should get user ID and password. So let us say constant user ID and password. Correct. That are two things I need, right? User ID comma password is equal to request dot body. Okay. Now what do we need to do? I need to do what? First verify. I need to first verify whether the user ID is correct or not. Correct. Whether the user ID is correct or not. Correct. That is what we have to do. Okay. I will simply say constant user is equal to find below what? I will need to do what? I need to do what? I need to whether it's I need to find, right? Correct. I will say await. Okay. Await what? User dot find one. Correct. User dot find one. I will find the ID. I will do what? I will simply say user ID. User ID should be whatever is passed in the user ID. Correct. You can even pass it simply like this. It's the same thing. Correct. Then you have to try to find. Okay. So if let us say not of user, if user is not present, I will simply say response dot status to be 400 dot send what? Let us say message with what? Let us say user ID does not exist. Okay. User ID does not exist. Return. Okay. Return. Okay. I will simply say return. Okay. Now what's the next steps? I have the user. Now what type of user we allowed to log in? Now okay, only let us say if the some user is pending, should we allow it to log in? So if the some user is still in pending state, should it be allowed to log in? No, right? We have to check if the user is not in logged in. Correct. Not in pending. I will simply say if below what? User dot user status what is not equal to what? बोलो constants dot user status dot approved. Simply say what? Response dot status. You can say something like 400. You can not 400. I think it should be 200 only. That is fine. Matlab 400 is not invalid. Well, it's not invalid, right? It is expected behavior kind of thing, right? Correct. Dot send what? Message should be. Okay, or you can say something like forbidden or what? Something like 403 should be good. Forbidden. Okay, something like this. Okay. Message. Let us say only approved users are allowed to log in. Okay, I will simply say return. Clear everyone this point? Clear? This point is clear? Right. Okay. Now what should be the next steps? Next we have to do what? Bolo. Next we have to do what? We have to now till this point what? User is correct. So what do we need to do? We have to validate the password. Correct? I will simply say what? Is correct password is equal to, I will simply use bcrypt, right? Is equal to bcrypt dot compare sync. What do I need to pass? Two things I need to pass. First is request dot body dot password. Correct. Other thing is what? The password stored in the database, that is user dot password. I have to compare these two things. Bolo, clear? So if not of is correct password, or password is not correct, what do we need to do? Bolo, what do we need to do? I need to simply say bolo response dot status, let us say 401 dot send message. I will simply say what? Invalid password. Clear everyone? Is everyone clear till now? Clear, it is clear. Okay. So now after this, what do we need to do? Bolo. After this, what do we need to do? अब username भी correct है, password भी correct है. What do we need to do? बोलो. बोलो. बोलो, what should be the next steps? Tell me. Allow the user. मतलब what do we do? What do we return in the response of login? बोलो. हम login के response में क्या return करते हैं? Tell me. What do we return in the response of login? Tell me. User details. What is the main thing we return? What is the main thing we return? User details is fine, but what is the main thing we return in response of login? Token, right? JWT token. So we have to create, right? We have to create a token on the basis of the user details. Correct? Right, everyone? We have to create a JWT token. Correct? Right? So we will do what? JWT dot sign. Correct? So we'll import JWT. Do we have JWT here? No. I will install it, right? So let us install. I think we have JSON web tokens, right? Let me quickly go to, okay, here only. Let me npm what? JWT. Okay. Open this. Copy this. Okay. I will simply do npm install JSON web tokens. Okay. npm install JSON web tokens. Now what do we need to do in this case? Bolo. What do we need to do now? Go to auth controllers, right? Here I need to do what? Bolo. I need to create a JWT with the secret. Correct? Right. So now I will do what? First of all, import JWT. constant JWT is equal to require what JWT or JSON web token. Right now, after this, I will do what? Create a token, right? So where token is equal to, or you can simply say constant token is equal to JWT dot sign. I need to do what? I need to pass. First thing we have to pass is bolo. Three things you have to pass. One is a payload, other thing is a secret, another is the expiry. Correct? So payload should always have the ID. We should never keep sensitive information in the payload. We should have information in the payload that can differentiate a user. In our case, we can have a ID. Correct? So I will keep an object in my payload with ID as a key, and value will be user dot user ID. Clear everyone this point? That is what I have in the payload. Now I need to have what? The secret key. Where do I need to keep the secret? Bolo. In my configs. Correct? Secret I should create. Okay. Where should I keep my secret? Bolo. Where should I keep my secret? Bolo. Where should I keep my secret? Bolo. It should be in the config variables, right? Correct? So let me create a what? M controllers. Okay, route this. Okay, let me create a new folder. Let us say, okay, let me create a new folder called as configs, configurations. Okay, we already have configs, right? DB configs. Oh, sorry. Okay, all these we have the configs, right? Correct? They are available via. If you see, this is where we have the configs. Correct? So ideally, this is where we will store it. Okay, so let me create a new file called as auth.config.js. I will simply say module.export equals have a secret key, and I will simply say, let us say some secret key here. Okay. And then I will copy this, not copy basically. I will go back to auth controller. Here I will import this. Okay. Here I will import this. Okay. Constant config is equal to require what? // config / auth.config. Okay. I will simply do what? I will simply pass it as a second thing. Now let us say expiry. What is the expiry we want to create? Next thing is the expiry. Let us say we want to create expiry of, let us say 2 minutes. So I will simply say pass what? Expires in, let us say how many seconds? 120 seconds. Okay. So that is how we have created a token. Clear everyone? Clear everyone? Clear everyone? Okay. So now we need to pass this token as a response back to the user. I will simply say response.status. I want to keep the status to what? 200 dot send what? I will simply say name. Name should be what? Let us say should be user dot name. Then we have what? User ID. Let us say user ID should be, I have to pass all the user details. Let us say user dot user ID. Then let me say email. Email should be user dot. I cannot pass the whole user object, right? Because uske andar password bhi hai, a lot of things, right? I don't need to pass all these things, right? Let us say I need to pass what? User types. User types as, let us say user dot user types. Now let us say I have what? Very important. Let us say user status and token. Okay, user dot user status, and then we have what? Access token is equal to what? Token. Okay. Let me save it. Okay, like this. Okay. Now let me try to do npm run dev start. It is running on dev start. Let me go back. Sign in was done. Okay. Let me do what? Create a new, copy this. Let me first save this. Okay. Create a save MBA backend. Let me create a new folder called as auth. In this, let me do a sign up. Okay. Okay. Now let me create a new file. Copy this. Create a new this. This is called a sign in. Okay. That means the body I have to pass what? GraphQL or JSON. I need to pass what? User ID and password. User ID. Let me say user ID is. I think it was that Utkarsh, right? UT Malik, I think. And password was, I think. Password was, I think, quality123. Okay. Let me try to make a post request. Let me to send. So not working. That is expected. Okay. So now we go back to auth routes. Here we have to add what? Auth controllers dot what sign in. Okay. Let me save it. Okay. So now let me try to work. So now it is saying only approved or approved users are allowed to log in. I think maybe this user is not approved. Correct? I think this user was not approved, right? Let us check it, right? So let me create a normal user. Okay. Let me create a body, create a new user with normal type. Let me not use this. Okay. Let us say next is let us say Rahul. Okay. Name is Rahul. User ID is Rahul123. Email ID is rahul@gmail.com. Password is quant1. Okay. So status is approved. Now I will use the user ID. I will use this user ID and password is fine. Okay. So this is not correct, right? Rahul is approved. We still are getting this, right? Correct. Rahul is approved. We are still getting this, right? Correct. That is not a correct behavior. So let us go back. We have logic what? If user.user status is not equal to approved, so it's not equal to approved, then we have to send this. What's the issue? If user.user status is not equal to constant and not approved, what's the issue? Bolo. Where are we setting the user status? Hmm. Hmm. User status is user status. Bolo. What's the mistake? What's the mistake? Bolo. What's the mistake? Why it's saying this? Bolo. What's the mistake? Bolo. Why it's saying with the message? Bolo. What's the mistake? User.user status will be user is not admin. So that is fine, right? There you go. This is the user. So user is by default customer, correct? User is customer and user status is approved, right? So when he is trying to log in, so user.user status is approved, right? It should not be equal to customer dot should. If it is not equal to this, it is equal, right? It is already approved, correct? Right? It's not a pending user, right? It's a customer, so it is not pending, correct? Yeah. Bolo, what's the issue? Hmm. Bolo, what's the issue? Let me try to log in again. What's the issue? Tell me. It is saying only approved users are allowed to log in. Bolo. Okay. I think the issue is, okay, let us see. Okay. Console.log. You are saying what? User.user status. Okay. Okay. I think the issue is, now let me show you. You will see it is undefined. Correct? It is coming as undefined. Right? So means user.user status is undefined. Why? Let me first find user. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let me go back. So user is fine, but user did, its role is also admin. But it didn't have, okay, wait. It has hashed passwords. Wait, user types is also customer, right? Hashed password is also fine. Wait, what's the issue? Where did we get this hashed password? Okay, I think let me do one thing. Maybe there is some another. Okay, let me do one thing. Wait, I think let me go back to my DB. Okay, let me go back to my DB first. Okay, there I think there is some previous table that is getting some mistake that will MongoDB. Okay, let us see. Okay, well, let us quickly. Okay, let me try to sign in. Okay. Okay. Let me do what? Now users is here. Okay. Let me do one thing. It has a lot of documents, right? For now, let me do one thing. Let me delete all of them. Okay. Let me delete all of them. Okay. Let me delete the table only. Okay. To drop that, let me delete and let me now. That is fine. Okay. Now let me create from scratch. It should work fine now. Okay. Let me post. Rahul is created. Now let me try to log in. User ID does not exist. Okay. That is fine. Let us see if it refresh. Okay. So let me refresh and see what do we have inside. Wait. Okay. Now go to collections. We have users. In users we have one Rahul. User ID is Rahul123, right? Correct? Right? It's there, right? Why it's saying? Okay. Let me do it again. It should be there, right? It's saying Rahul ID. It is okay. I think it should be Rahul ID. Correct? Now it's correct. Wait. Secret key is not valid key material. Okay, there is some issue I'm getting. Secret or private key is not a valid key material. Okay, I'm getting some error. Secret key is not a my secret key is not a valid key material. Some secret it is not saying it is some. Okay, okay, let us check it now. Okay, let us go back. Let me try to log in. Secret is not a valid key material. No. Okay, let us see. I think there is still some issue. Where is what is the secret key I've used? Let me go back. Auth controller. Okay. Let me go back. Secret key I've used is config. Okay. It should be config dot secret, right? Correct? It should be config dot secret. Right. So now it is fine. Now let me go back. Now let me show. Now we are getting the user details. Clear everyone? Clear everyone? Bolo. Okay. So I think this should be clear with you guys. Okay. So that is how we have done login and register. Okay. Okay. So what are the next steps? Bolo. I think we can keep it this much only for today. What are the next steps? Tomorrow morning we also have a class, right? Tomorrow morning, what will we do? Next step is, let us say, you guys can practice. Next step is you want to, let us say, this is what. Let us say I want to add Utkarsh and user type is admin. Okay, Utkarsh. User ID is UT Malik. Email is utmalik@gmail.com. Password is this. Okay, and user type is, let us say, admin. Okay, user type is what? Let us say admin. It is created as admin. Okay, so now if I try to log in as this, okay, as UT Malik and UT Malik, you can see only admin approvers are allowed to log in. Okay, so next you have to create a API that allows you to approve the user. Okay, Okay, so basically it should allow to update the user, okay, it should allow to update the user. Okay, make sense? Well, it should, you can create a simple update user API that should allow to uh, no, okay, bolo, you get the point. Well, next API you have to, I can tell you what APIs will try to create next. So we have to create a API that updates the user status. Okay, create a API that allows to create a user status from user details. Let us say I want to approve a user. Some admin will approve some, let us say some client, some administrator will approve the user, right? Correct. So you have to create an API that updates the user details. Okay, that's the first API you have to create. Okay, as a homework. Okay, I will help you with this tomorrow. Okay, so now after this, what will we do? Okay, next step will be we will use this information. Okay, now let us say someone wants to add a what? Someone wants to add a new theater. Should all the user will be allowed to add a new theater? Should all the users should be allowed to add a new theater? Bolo. Should all the users? Bolo. Should all the users be allowed to add a new theater? No, right? Only admin users. Correct. So tomorrow we will do what? We will use this authentication authorization what we have done today. Tomorrow 10 in the morning of a class, right? Okay. And what will we do? We will uh, apply authentication authorization to all those till now what things we have done. Okay, we'll apply to things and then we'll start adding middlewares, and then we, well, basically these things will do. We'll add authentication in Theater APIs, we'll add middlewares, and then after this we'll move on to user ticket booking. Okay, clear everyone till now? Let me quickly push the code for today. Okay, there is one part also left for password updation. What part? Well, password updation means, what do you mean by password updation? I didn't get. There is also one part left for password updation. What do you mean by password updation? Bolo. Okay, forget password makes sense. Yeah, correct. So forget password. Yeah, that's a good point. That's, I think I will make that. Okay. So what kind of route you should create for that, right? So first of all, what kind of routes? Well, basically, what kind of routes should you should create for that? Bolo. I think what we can do, Bolo. From a backend perspective, what should we do? Bolo. We can have a update, correct? Okay, we can do it right now. Okay. So you are saying ki you want to create a something like update password. That is what you're trying to say, right? You want to create something like update password, right? So do I need to create a route for that? Do I need to create a route for that? Bolo. Do I need to create a route? So we can create a simple put route, right? So we can create a simple, let us say, I want to go to routes. Where are my routes? You auth routes. Okay, it should be auth route or it should be user routes. Bolo. It should be a auth route or it should be a user route. Bolo. No. It is not how, that is not how we do it, right? Aradhya, sign in may will never put with sign in, right? Sign in is only a one-time process. Okay, we have to update the user details, right? We have to update the user details, right? So we can create a new type of routes. Get us a new file called as, these are user details, right? So you can simply create a new route called as user dot routes dot js. Okay, in this we can create a let me copy this exact. Okay, okay, we want to create what auth sorry v1 slash users. Okay, I want to update user details. It should be put request. Okay, then I can create a user controllers. Okay, I can create a new file called as user dot controller dot js. Sorry, it should double this हो गया, rename. Okay, what it should do, what this should do, it should have a logic to update the it should have the logic to update the let us say user, let us say I want to update only the password. Okay, so this should be only, let us say only the password for now. I will first do, what, we simply get the exports dot exports dot update, ठीक है, is equal to, let us say, await. I will simply say what, not await, sorry, async. I will do what, request comma response, ठीक है. I will simply first I will get the user ID. From where will I get the user ID? From the request, correct? So I will simply say constant user ID is equal to request dot what, request dot, from where will I get, okay, from where I will get, bolo, from where I will get the user ID. Should I pass it in body? Bolo. From where should I get the user ID? Bolo. So I think we can do what? Bolo. Body should be fine in my opinion. I think ठीक है, update करना है, right? Or what could be a better way? I think it should be fine. Okay, I am getting a very good point. Okay, we'll do it tomorrow. Okay, should anyone be allowed to change the password? Should anyone be allowed to change the password? No. So only login person should be allowed to passwords. Correct? Only logged in person should be allowed to change their passwords. Correct? So if the person is logged in, do I need to take user ID from a body? Do I need to take? No, right? From where should I take? JWT. Got it? Got the point? So I will take it from JWT. You got this point, right? Right? है ना? ठीक है, तो I will do this tomorrow. It's first we'll pass because then you will have it, right? So right now I don't want to do it. Well, you can try it as a homework. I will do it tomorrow. You got the point, right? Well, how we can forget password. It's a good thing. We'll update the password, but only for logged in users. Okay. Sure. So you can take this time to practice. Where is our question, Nirandar? Where is our question? Can this be possible for forget password? We can create a OTP in registered mail, then update password. So in the class, you want to have the OTP? In my question upper chat. Basically OTP, or yeah, we can use node mailer. That is correct, Nilanjan. I will try to take it in the upcoming classes. Even we have this, I can show you. We can have it in the last class. I think I will take it. I think integrate notification system, right? That is what you are trying to say, right? Correct? Integrate notification, right? So in the upcoming class, I will use this, right? So we have the integration notification system. In this, what we will try to do? Okay, I will use this. Okay. Okay, I will use the OTP on the email. Okay, I will use some third-party API to create an OTP also. Okay, I will show you. Okay, it will be fun. Okay, let me meanwhile push the code. You can use the remaining time to practice. Sorry, git add dot git commit -m. What we did today? Basically authentication, authorization kind of thing we did today. Authorization we didn't do much today. ठीक है, and we उससे पहले हमने क्या किया था? Some APIs, right? Authentication and some movie APIs. ठीक है. Then git push, ठीक है, origin master, ठीक है. Now let me go back. GitHub. MBA backend, 5 commits. ठीक है, that is what we did today. So that's the code we have written today. Take a lot of code we have written today, right? This is authentication, authorization. ठीक है, so tomorrow morning 10 AM we are meeting. ठीक है, what will we do tomorrow? We'll continue this. Okay. चलो, cool then. Bye everyone. ठीक है, we'll meet tomorrow morning. ठीक है, good night.